to be able to help population down the road to meet the good health that they require. And today, what we have done, the genomic project is done. After the genomic project is done, the next step is that your gene can be taken as an individual and then will be profiled, and then the cure, the disease that you have will be identified and drug will be produced for only you in the process of doing that. But the question now becomes, when you can do all those things, the cost is there. Where is the knowledge that you need? So the knowledge that you need is to be able to understand what I said from the beginning of the presence of toxicity in the environment to present in the body, how the body interacts with it, what it produces, and how it comes out of it. And that is how, again, you are going to prevent toxicity of the new drug that is added at the own gene. For example, if not, you are going to give that individual food. It is good, it's a very perfect thing, but it cannot overcome us. We are going to overcome it. But you, as a student, you as a scientist, need to understand the protocol that you need to be able to do that.
Toxicologist is a science that is linked to medicine, and it's one of the ancient science. In as much it was not identified as toxicologist, it initially identified as medicine. But medicine and the rest of them break apart. And in as much as without toxicology you cannot have medicine, and without toxicology you cannot have therapeutic or pharmacy, for example. So in the new age of all these infectious diseases, they have been around. These are not new. They have been present in our environment for a long period of time. But the question becomes, now that they have risen up a pandemic because of the fact that you have environmental issues and things like that. So this is where we have the role of toxicology coming up to play, to be able to find, one, what is the vector, what is the host that by which these things are transmitted to humans. And that all of those things will lead us to the environment, whereby you have environmental health, environmental toxicology, to be able to identify what is it that is leading to the multiplicity of the host, for example, and the transmitting vector of these agents into the body.
This forum is being established so that toxicologists, people who are involved in the science of toxicology all over Nigeria could come together, put heads together, and forge as to see how this science of toxicology can be used in national development. That's the whole essence of this meeting.
This gathering brings us together so that we can work together, corroborate, and then see how we can improve the health condition of the people, how we can keep the environment safe, because even dumping things and burning wastes, burning tires and coal, they cause a lot of pollution. People take them in, cigarette smoke from the exhaust pipes. All these contain poisons which actually destroy human cells.
As a toxicologist, of course, we know that everything is poison. It's the dose that matters. It's the quantity that you take in that differentiates the level of the toxicants in you. And then, at least from the lecture of the keynote address by Professor Yakubu, he made us to know, as young researchers, that you have to be the best in your field. If the paper you are writing, write it to the best of your ability. Then at the same time, all these herbs that people feed on these days, we have to find a way of working on it, and at the same time know how it interacts with the system, because as much as as good as it is, some of it can still be toxic at the end of the day.
Today's program was organized by the Forum of Nigerian Toxicologists, Phone Talks, and it's tagged Phone Talks 1. The aim of this program is to bring together the science of toxicology in Nigeria. We have quite a number of people in this very, very young and emerging field, where we talk about the effect of toxicants on the environment and human life. And we felt that the time is here to bring together toxicologists in Nigeria so that we can answer national questions of global relevance.
So what are plastics and why are we looking at them as emerging contaminants? They are synthetic organic compounds. The problem with plastics is that they have polymers and additives. It is these additives that are toxic to the environment. You find plastics everywhere. They have a high magnitude of contaminants in them, and they have contaminated the air, soil, and water environment. You have small plastics from your clothes, microplastics that we inhale, that we don't know we inhale, and the chemicals that bind to them can easily go. We say they absorb to them, they are not absorbed in them. And these chemicals go into water, soil, and air. And the chemicals are causing some kind of disruption of the endocrine and reproductive systems for us. Plastics have multiple applications. We use them all over the house. In fact, 95% of what we use in the house now is composed of plastics. Personal care products. There are pellets of plastics in your foundation, lipstick, lip gloss, and all. Medical devices, all the dextrose bottles, all the lines that are set in medicine, pediatric articles like intravenous fluids, masks, clothing, like I said, and industrial materials.
Safe, be careful what you eat, know what it's going into you, and also take the environment as an ecosystem that needs to be serviced. Don't overtake from what nature gives. Just try to maintain that balance. I understand that there's huge population blowout, we need houses, we need food, but we have to maintain that delicate balance so that we don't disrupt our ecosystem.
Cancer. Are we winning the war? With what I let us go lost, I think it will be very difficult. According to the 2008 World Cancer Declaration, the primary goal of the global observance was to help raise people's awareness of cancer and to significantly reduce it and death, which is caused by cancer, by the year 2020. We see a lot of chronic illnesses which we may not be able to attribute directly to this event, but because I'm interested in the free radicals, antioxidants, oxidative stress, and with reduction in antioxidants, I know that oxidative stress is always there. With oxidative stress, chronic illnesses, hypertension, diabetes mellitus, cancer, and various things will follow. So, the food habit, we are copying our people. Yes, we want to be like them. She was telling us that we don't use plastic to microwave. I said it is not just that. We must return to nature. Ceramics. We must return to nature. That is the protective thing. But can we do that? It's difficult. But we can return to nature in our food intake.
We don't want plastic bag. Can we begin to use paper? Think of the monument as how they wrap it in it's even sweet bag. That's organic. That's natural. That's what we say. Now we get back to natural.
Wonderful, entertaining, as well as educative. In a nutshell, I'll put it that way. So I'm happy to be here, seriously.
It's been a fantastic conference. Actually, I stumbled on this accidentally, and from what I saw, I was like, this will be an interesting one, so I decided to be a part of it. And since the program started, I've learned a lot, especially on the plenary sessions, the use of plastic, the pollution caused by plastic, cancer, and all those. So I'm really happy to be a part of the program. It has been a wonderful experience.
It's been educating. The conference, it's been a wonderful one. It's a very nice program, toxicology. You can't do without toxic in the environment. You know, our environment is full of toxins, toxic kind of different levels, is in microbes, and I'm a microbiologist, as I said. So I'll be more interested in the microbiological aspects.
It is very, very important because we are talking about scientific research. There is no way you can do any meaningful research, without money. So it's all about how to look for money, where to look for the money, and what to do with the money. That is the essence of a grantsmanship. So since we have early career investigators, we have postgraduate students as well as even established researchers, it is important for us to let them know the procedure for accessing money in order to be able to do meaningful research, because any kind of research that is done without a money or grant can really not be meaningful, can really not be innovative, cannot be translational in nature. So it is important, for these young scholars to actually know the procedure for accessing money to be able to conduct, innovative research.
If you have a mentor, it makes life easier for you. It can help you to chart your course. It can help you, to see ahead, because he's been on the way. So he knows how the way is. And that helps the individual rather than just struggling, doing PhD for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. If one has a good mentor, he doesn't need to, go through that trauma. Some are actually falling out, because they don't have anybody to help them at the beginning. But having somebody to mentor will actually help. And in 3-4 years, the individual is through and he can actually make progress in life.
As a researcher, whether any career researcher or reference senior researchers, we all need mentors. And the most important thing, to know the reason why you are choosing A, B, C, or D as your mentor. For the postgraduate students and the early career researchers, seeking for funding is very important to be able to do good research.